So, hello everyone, I'm Kaushik. So, I'll just start off with a story. So, it all started with a pain. What was the pain about? It was about 7 trees being uprooted in my street by the electricity board people because they were just too lazy to prune the branches. So, they just took a bulldozer and they just uprooted it. But what was more painful was that 2 trees were planted by me, which also got uprooted. But the most painful thing I feel is that when I asked my neighbor why they didn't go stop those people from uprooting the trees, he just gave me a response that cutting down 7 trees won't be an issue or it doesn't change the world. And I was so shocked by his response. I just gave him a question back saying that, do you really know how many trees are there around us? And he was also pitch black. So I took my phone, I started geotagging all the trees in my area, and I just put it on a Google Maps to find out that we have 245 trees. And then I shared this with the community, and I just asked them like, can we do something about this now? And on August 15 of 2023, almost more than 30 plus families come together to increase the green cover of the area. So the next question that comes up into my mind is, how can I help other Kaushiks to do the same? And that's when I started building this Pune Urban Tree Dashboard. Or to make it more professional, welcome you all to the Pune Urban Tree Dashboard. So we have 3 features in this Pune Urban Tree Dashboard. The first one is the telescopic view, or it talks about like the city's lens on how they see the trees. So this is how the Pune's urban tree dashboard looks. And on the left-hand side, you can see a 2D map, which has all these green dots or the trees. And on the right-hand side, you can see the panel, which shows the total number of trees and the amount of carbon dioxide sequestered by these trees. And we also get a ward statistics, like each ward has how many number of trees. And also we can see how much is the carbon dioxide sequestered by the trees in each ward. And then we have a cool feature called as Know Your Neighborhood. So I always used to think like, what is the greenery that I have in my area or city compared to the city's total? So it's very simple now. We just go, draw a shape on the map, and it gives us how much trees and what's the carbon dioxide sequestered by the trees in that specific shape compared to the city's total. So this is the first feature. And the second feature is a microscopic view. Like we just get into the trees and ask, hey buddy, who you are? So this is how it looks. We just zoom up to the trees and we can just click on any one of the tree. It gives the information. But what is more cooler is that if we click on the 3D model, it just kind of gives a digital twin of the tree, which kind of shows like this. And this is exactly how it looks in the real world, like when the records were taken, the exact dimensions. We click on any tree, it gives the common name, it gives the species name, and the dimension of the tree, and how much is the carbon dioxide sequestered by that particular tree, which ward it is from, what is the economic importance of the tree, and which months does it flower, and what's the wood density. And this is the coolest feature in this urban dashboard. Imagine that you have a friend who can advise you on what quality of trees you can plant, or if you have a shape or if you have a space, he can just come and recommend like you can plant these many trees. So that's what this planting advisor does. We just zoom up to a space where we don't see much of trees, and we just confirm it with the satellite image. We just go toggle on the satellite image. I can see there's a barren land over there, and I just go check on the land surface temperature, and I find like, yeah, the barren land is much warmer compared to the surrounding areas. So that's it. I just go toggle off the land surface temperature, and I go to the planting advisor. I go to the drawing shape, the drawing tool, and I just start to draw a shape where I want to plant trees. It could be any random polygon that I want to, like where I want to plant trees. And on the right hand side, you can see the top 3 species for cooling for the Pune. And then I just go click on Harry Fig, and I just come to the growth profile. I say that if it has a medium height and a broad canopy, we can go next. And we have 3 cooling potentials. One is P90, P10, and the mean cooling. So this P90 and P10, I will explain it further in my presentation. But for now, let's assume it as the maximum cooling potential and the minimum guaranteed cooling potential as P10. And then it gives us the dimension range of the species and the trees, and also gives us the potential carbon dioxide sequestered by these type of trees. And we have this planting area simulation. So in this planting area simulation, it asks for three inputs. One is the canopy diameter, which directly comes from the dimensions. The second one is the boundary between the shape and the outer tree, and the spacing between the each tree is the third input. We click simulate, and we can see that 263 trees could be fit inside the shape that we drew. And at the bottom of it, we get a visualization which kind of shows like how much will be the cooling effect of these trees. So it gives a baseline red curve, which is a normal day's Pune's LST temperature, which we took it from the LST data. And using this P90, P10 cooling, we say that how much is the cooling potential of these trees. So how does this help? Maybe I can just think, should I plant neem trees over here or should I plant hairy fig? So this feature gives us the power of how cool, like what is the cooling potential of the trees. So coming back to the workbook, where do I get all these data from? So the tree census data, I get it from the Open City portal, the Pune City Municipal Corporation, and also from the Samaj data. And for the lands, like the satellite images and the land surface temperature and the vegetated indices, I get it from the Google Earth engine. And coming to the most nerdiest slide of this presentation is where I try to define what is P90 and P10. So bear with me for some time. Imagine that you have a tree in front of you, and then you make a 250-meter buffer around it, and you put a grid over top of it, which has 30 cross 30 pixels. And then you just filter out the tree's pixel and the non-vegetated pixels. And then you overlay an LST over top of it, and you find out the P90 or the 90th percentile and the 10th percentile non-vegetated indices. And then it becomes simple. The P90 cooling is the hottest non-vegetated or the 90th percentile non-vegetated minus trees LST, and the P10 is the coolest non-vegetated or the coolest non-vegetated or the 10th percentile LST minus the trees pixel. And I have a statistics to show here, which says that 43% of the audience didn't understand what I said now, including me when I talked about this first to me. So making it very simple, this is an example. So the asphalt road, which you can see over there, that is the hottest non-vegetated surface. And the coolest non-vegetated surface is the one which you can see behind the tree, which is on the footpath, where you can see the building shadow falling over that. So that is the coolest non-vegetated. And to remove the extremities, what we do is we just make it as 90th percentile and 10th percentile instead of saying it as hottest non-vegetated and coolest non-vegetated. And then the P90 becomes very simple. It's just red minus green, and P10 is blue minus green. So this is the stack which I used for building it. And right now, how am I trying to develop this? Is that I'm trying to include 6 more parameters into this urban tree dashboard. The first one is air quality. Second one is groundwater. And the third water is tree's thirst level. Imagine that you can visualize, does this tree need water or not? Or what's the thirst level of the tree? And the fourth one is shade simulation. And fifth one is the deforestation alert. And the sixth one is the concrete versus trees. For example, I just draw a shape, and I can see like what is the percentage of concrete versus the canopy cover. And the video that you can see over here, it is the street view simulator. I thought, why can't we advance the planting simulator to a street view simulator? Instead of just showing dots on the shape that I draw, can I just simulate those trees which I want to plant on a street view so that I can get a real world sense of it without even digging the earth with my shovel. So apart from this project, I also have 3 more projects. The first one is the tree folio. You can ask me a question like, Kaushik, you got the tree census data, so you made the Pune's dashboard. What about places where you don't have the tree census data? And that's where this tree folio comes in. Very simple. We go, take a picture of the tree, Just click on the tree. It will say what is the species, how much carbon dioxide is sequestered, the dimensions, and all other things. And the second one is my personal favorite. It is called the EcoPath Navigator. So imagine you have a friend who can just find a walking path for you, which has the most number of trees, and he also gives a meditation to you. For example, if I just walk by a mango tree, the friend talks to me in a meditation saying that, Kaushik, you have a mango tree on the right side, and you know what we can learn from this mango tree? To be how to sweet in our life, no matter what happens. So breathe in all the positive energy and exhale out all the negative energy. So imagine you have a guided meditation which are narrated by trees. And the third one is a sense path, or I call it as the nervous system of the roads. Uh, Very simple, just take a phone, put it in your pocket or on the handlebar mount or on the tank bag or anywhere, and just go for a ride. It will show how many potholes are there and what is the road quality. So I'm right now working on it. It's still not as a final product, but I'm still working on it. So hi everyone, I'm Kaushik, and I'm trying to build all these things. So my final aim is to make a pocket friend inside everyone's pocket, which talks about the environmental karma that we all do by the decisions we take, and help us take better decisions, and also shows us the cost of not acting right now. Thank you.
Questions, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, question. Anybody?
It's just about the data. You said you source all of this from Google Street Maps, or
Which one? The tree census data or
Yeah.
the?
all the tree-specific data like
Okay. So the tree.
heights and all of that?
Sorry. So there's a tree census data which is done by the Pune's government, and it is published in the Pune City Municipal Corporation. But I don't know whether it's publicly available. So we get it from Open City Portal and Samaj Data. So they give it as CSVs where we have all the lat long, species, height, all the dimensions, everything.
Have you also considered something like OpenStreetMap so that it's publicly available?
For the tree census data.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't think about from that lens, but surely I will consider about that.
Thanks.
Thank you.